gonna do this. We in the building. What's good, Salt Lake, Jersey in the building.
So just for everyone watching, we have a live audience here, and we're just gonna allow them to be who they are. Okay.
Go ahead, and make some noise, people in the building.
Make some noise.
Okay.
What's good, man?
So this is how we gonna kick off this LakeHouse Culture podcast for the second Sunday of the month in March. It's SoulFlo night, so you know it's only right that we join y'all with a live crew with us. It is I, your guy, shouting out the Y. That's SHAADIE, period. And to my left,
It's Frida.
Yeah. Y'all can hear the chuckles in the back. We for real. It's people here. It is not a recording. It is live, actual voices, and we have live artists that came and rocked the house for the SoulFlo tonight.
Yeah.
Here at the LakeHouse, as y'all see. And we're going to have to sit down and get a more in-depth talk with them.
Just a little bit, though. Just a little bit, because we got several to go through.
Several to go through. You feel me? So
Lavish.
starting up,
Wait, can we just...
have...
Lavish J. That's his name, y'all. Lavish J. So you know he a diva.
We got our guy Lavish J.
Pause.
He came back
Lavishness.
Pause. Just because I live lavish don't mean I'm a diva.
Come on.
Yeah.
Devo.
Well, go ahead and speak on it, brother.
Okay. It's a mindset. It's not a way of living, alright?
Right.
Anybody could be lavish, alright?
You ain't got to convince me.
Hey,
bro.
I'm the lavish. Okay. Okay.
Let them know about yourself, Lavish. Where you coming from?
We
What
do
you
not
did
own
tonight, man?
Lavish Jam from Jersey City, New Jersey, all the way to Salt Lake. What's up? I did one of my, well, it was released at one point, but I'm trying to repackage it. It's a song called Mary Jane. And lately, just, you know, for the past month, I've been performing it back in Jersey on my campus. And I've been getting good, like, you know, reactions from it and reviews and things. Bloomfield College, shout out to the field.
Hey. Shout out.
Jersey stand up. But, yeah, I've been performing it lately on my campus. And I've been getting good reviews. So when I flew out here 2 days ago, I posted it on Instagram, and the majority of people was like, nah, drop it as a single. Don't wait for the summer for the mixtape. So 420, y'all can catch Mary Jane on SoundCloud and all platforms, man. That's the plan.
Dope. So, who produced that beat?
Birdie Bands. He's a YouTuber, beat maker.
Okay.
But I have, like, you know, I've contacted a few YouTube beat makers here and there throughout my career. So Brenda Samina is actually one of the dopest that I've ran into on YouTube. And I don't know. I was in high school when I wrote it. I was in class one day. My teacher knew that I was an artist, so he was just like, you know, when you finish your work, I know you like to write music. You just keep your headphones and don't be too loud. So
that's dope.
Because of him, that song was a thing.
So your teacher allows you to write a Mary Jane song in his class?
Well, he didn't know that I was writing Mary Jane.
Because you do start off the song like that it was your girlfriend's name.
Yeah, like, I mean, yeah, you know.
So it was a little innuendos that you did with it.
So a lot of people, you know, wonder about it. So to make the record clear here for the first time ever.
Oh, exclusive.
Even when it was before dropped. But it's a double entendre, you know, like it's about a girl. I wanted to make it about a girl so that it's so that I can perform it in like settings, certain like college and things like that.
Smart.
You know, I wanted to make it about a girl, but everybody knows what it's about. I don't have to say it, you know. So I had my homegirl come through. And like those little middle parts where like she's cursing me out and stuff.
Brings it back to exactly. Okay.
Brings the girl alive in the song. So that you think, oh, he's really talking about a girl. People come up to me after like, I know what it was. I know what it's
You in college.
Exactly. I'm in college, you know, so I experienced that.
Well, one thing you mentioned is that this producer was you found him on YouTube. Yeah. In college, do you come across young producers just like yourself as an artist who are, you know, working to build their resume and want to work with you? How do you handle that?
My college actually, we have one of the majors is like, you know, like beat making and like, you know, just I don't know the exact name for it, but it's like just learning how to work studio production and things like that. So it's people that go to my school that know I rap, like, yo, let me book out the studio for you, like we could do this. But coming from where I was coming from, I lived in Atlanta as a kid, but I'm from Jersey. But being from both ends, making music, I didn't see the difference in quality. So it's nothing against anybody, but before I came to college and high school, I had good quality music. So, you know, I don't know where anybody's really at with their level, so I don't want to chance it. You know, I took a break from music for a while, so Mary Jane is really probably me coming back into it. And I think it's the right time for it. But, yeah, I just want to come back with good quality music. So it's more so like, you know, for instance, you guys, if you hear somebody with not too good of a quality sound, but they have a good idea of it, you know, you're not going to want to record with them. You want to do songs with them because they have good ideas, but you want to get somebody that has good quality, you know, production, you know. So artists like Jay Wonder, it's one of my boys from Montclair. He's a town away from where I'm at. You know, Chi, people like that I know have good quality within the production I want to work with to bring my music back.
What advice would you have for up-and-coming producers who do want to work with artists who have your taste in production? Because there are, like, I wouldn't mind working with a producer who is still finding his sound or hasn't perfected his craft, because, you know, you don't want to sleep on anybody.
Exactly.
But what advice would you give for the up-and-coming in college, you know, learning the game?
For me, I would say, because I learned this even as a young, like when I was 13, 14, as long as somebody is serious about their music, be as serious as they are with their music as you are with yours, you know? Because you never know, like you said, you can't chance anyone, you know? I don't know if you guys know, but there's an artist named Max YB, for example. You guys might know Young and May, right?
Yeah.
So he's from Jersey City. I done ran into him in the streets and everything. He got signed to her, and now they have like a video out for a song he did on her album, and it hit 1 million. So everybody's on him now. You know, he's getting that following and things like that. But 2 years ago, literally, nobody would think he would be signing to her and going to the UK and doing the UK tour and doing things like that. So like you said, you really can't sleep on anybody. You never know when it's somebody's time. But you just got to keep working until it's your time. So for what I would say to artists that's coming up and producers that's coming up, you know, work with different artists and find that feel. Once you find your sound and you find somebody, say you're a producer, you find your sound, but then you find an artist that has a similar sound, perfect. Y'all make some hits, man.
Okay.
And get it done.
All right. That's Lavish J, y'all. His performance brings a lot of energy. It's just effortless almost, and I hate to say this because I know it's just, he's like, and you know, that's just him though. And so we receive it and we accept it, and that's why his name is Lavish J.
Yeah, go ahead and let them know where they can find you on Instagram, any shouts outs.
So IG, Instagram is lavishj_CKM. That's JAY, just not the letter J. lavishj_CKM. Facebook is just lavishJ. Remember, everything is JY, and Twitter is the same as Instagram, lavishj_CKM. Search me, you know, Google me. My music comes up from high school. Like I said, I took a break from music when I went to college. So
He's young, and we receive it. He taking breaks. We can take breaks in life, y'all. It's okay to be okay.
Right?
Before 420, Mary Jane's dropping. Wait for it. I'm going to do it
tuned.
big. I'm going to do it big. So that's me coming back. Thank you.
Go ahead, y'all. Make some noise for Lavish.
Howard, he's leaving in 2 days. Thank you for stopping. Thank you for stopping.
Something like, I'm here for the week. I'm here for the week.
That's our family, man. Appreciate you coming by.
Thank you,
All
guys.
right,
Thank
Jay.
you so much.
Thank you so
Go ahead
much.
and exit stage. All right.
Right?
Over there.
I thought it was extra
Okay.
stage left.
Go ahead. Jersey
Just
guy.
go.
Jersey.
Just
Always
like
trying to make it about
that
you.
way.
Nah.
We have, was this our first time coming?
Who? Shot?
Yeah.
It was.
We had a first timer.
Yes.
Ready on?
We come through the SoulFlo.
Yes, sis.
The
Representing.
poetress. Shy. Anything is possible. I love that
Yes,
She came through
I
and
can
dropped
never get
some.
anything professional.
What you did? You did 2 poems, right?
I did 2 poems
Two
today.
poems for us tonight. This is her first time coming to the SoulFlo here at LakeHouse.
Y'all see that shirt?
You seen it? That's what I said. Anything.
But who got the Henny though? Nobody.
I left the crib from
Okay.
It's in the house. Go ahead and let the people know about yourself and what you did here tonight.
Hey y'all, so again, I'm Sha. I'm also from Jersey. I'm from Hoboken, New Jersey.
Jersey.
Hey, we out here.
I'ma stay.
So I'm out here working in Utah and stuff, and got brought out to SoulFlo from y'all when y'all was at the theater in February for Black History Month, and y'all performance there, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to jump on this. So I did 2 poems today. One was called Consolation, and that one is pretty much when you like somebody, but they're dating somebody else, and it's just like, I wish we could have this, but I know I can't. So me being a Pisces, I'm gonna fantasize about it and move forward. And then the other poem I did was They Told Me to Hate You, which was for International Women's Day today. And just looking at, specifically for Black women, how the media really stifles our greatness and tries to say that we didn't do anything, and that we shouldn't love Black women, especially dark-skinned Black women and everything like that.
Yes.
So the whole poem was like, growing up and being a dark-skinned Black woman myself, also being 6 foot and all of a sudden, like, I do not fit any norms that society says is supposed to be beautiful. But hearing the stories about how they really put hate on us and what they did, but then to stop and look in the mirror and see my beauty and see the strength of my ancestors and everybody before that, recognizing that, like, we put people on the moon, and we're behind every man is a wonderful Black woman that is doing things, that is trying to better them and everything like that. So just really bringing that out and saying that out loud and acknowledging our greatness.
Say it loud and proud, sis! Say it loud and proud!
Well, they heard you loud and clear tonight, so make sure you keep coming back and
Yeah.
reminding them, because it needs to be said more often and more out there with that confidence that you exude. So
Thank you.
keep that thing
Absolutely.
going.
Absolutely. And I just want to ask, with your boldness, how did you take on Utah just standing in your own greatness? How did you do that?
So first, shout out to my mom. My mom was a Black Panther when she was younger, and so I grew up in the NAACP activist movement, all other stuff, and so it was a lot of speak your truth and stand in your power was something that my mom said to me a lot. And then, so I work at the University of Utah. I don't represent or speak for the university, but when I was coming out this way, my thought was that there are Black people here. As much as East Coast, we definitely said there's no Black people in Utah. I'm not gonna lie about it. But I said to my friends that were questioning me, as long as there's one Black child in Utah that needs me for representation, I will go to Utah and be that representation that they
That's
need.
it, sis.
And then,
Thank you, Amy. Thank you.
They have no teleprompter.
Yeah, no.
this is all real.
Organic.
So with that and making that choice to step away from what I know, to step away from family, step away from everything, to be able to be what students out here would need. Every day, the students that I supervise, the students that call me mom, the students that call me auntie, remind me why I'm here and why it's necessary. And then being able to recharge in spaces like this, what y'all create here is just so beautiful. Because when I told my friends I was going to do a poetry thing in Utah, they were like, for white folk? And I was like, actually, no. Like, no, it's not. So, like, I was able to stand in my greatness because I have people surrounding me standing in their greatness and showing that, like, there are musicians out here, there are people doing great things, there are people that are going to come up and be big. There's, like, so many stars here, and people just can't see us all yet. So, yeah.
How long have you been doing
Mike.
poetry?
I've been doing poetry since I was 7 years old. I haven't performed in 4 years. I like school. I went to college back east, and I went to Fairleigh Dickinson University for my bachelor's. I went to Brigham Community College for my associates, and I went to Columbia University for my master's. So with all of that, I didn't have time. I didn't have time, and then, like, I personally live with anxiety, depression, and PTSD, and with all of that, trying to write, like, my mind sometimes doesn't let me, and that's real. Like, that's a real thing that I go through. But being able to have people that, like, oh, I want to write now. Like, I want to write more and be able to be at that clearing, and to be like, well, what happened in the last 4 years? Let me write about it now because I couldn't back then.
Yeah.
So, and then I also write a blog that if you were to go to my Instagram, it's called, wow, I haven't like written anything in a minute, but it's called Understanding the Goddess. So just me coming up and writing about my mental health journey and figuring out all the things that's with that, but also acknowledging like my blackness and what does it mean to be black in Utah? What does it mean to be black outside of places? I also lived overseas for a little bit, and that was totally different as well. So it's like, how do you identify blackness when everybody else is trying to tell you what blackness is? That's another thing. I'm sorry.
That's another thing. And you also were on the panel of at the University of Utah for discussing
Professional hair.
Yeah, our culture hair in the workplace.
Yeah, so my research is in two things. One is in formerly incarcerated students and how to support them on college campuses, and then also talking about representing yourself and what does it mean to be you when you live in your salient identities, when you live in places like this. How do you step out and just be authentically yourself and unapologetically you? And all of that encompasses. And then, so for that particular panel, what we talked about was, like, how do you get to the point where you can wear your hair like this and knowing that people are going to say something about it? And I was just talking about how, like, before I came out here, that was a lot of the questions I asked. Usually my hair is dyed some random color, or I have designs in my hair and stuff like that. So, like, I asked them, is this okay to be in, like, are y'all okay with that? Because that's me. And if you're asking me to work here, I'm going to bring my whole self to the table. And if you have a problem with that, I can't be here. So looking at, so just trying to, the whole panel was talking about stuff like that. And that came out of the Black Cultural Center that's here. So that was a lot of fun, too. So.
The Black Cultural Center at the University of Utah were also the co-hosts of the last SoulFlo that was hosted at the Post Theater, where a lot of the audience here is actually staying here at the LakeHouse, and they were all there. And so they're doing great things at the Black Cultural Center at the University of Utah. If you don't know, she has more information.
So their Instagram is U of U BCC. Like, definitely check out what Malaysian Guitar are doing up there. They're doing great work trying to showcase the black community while also giving the black community a safe space to be. It is real wild out here, and it's about to get even crazier. We're in an election year, right? So we need spaces where we can gather, where we can talk, spaces like this, but also stuff during the daytime too that's out there, being on the university's campus, giving the babies a safe space to be. So
yes, Auntie.
Yeah.
Let's give it up for Shy, y'all.
Thank y'all so much.
Your Instagram, where they can find you, and your blog, all that stuff.
Yes.
You don't have to collab.
Yes, definitely. So my Instagram is harmony_4. So you can find me there. In my bio is the link to my blog. Please go check it out. Shoot me a comment and anything like that. And thank y'all so much for having me.
Thank you for everything.
No,
so much. Oh.
See how the lovely ladies always got an officer show?
The fellas can hug too. Ain't nobody stopping you.
We did hug. I gave him a nod.
That's just a manly hug.
That's a manly hug.
There it is.
Yeah, they're just lining up. We have some powerful speakers here that hit the stage at the SoulFlo here at the LakeHouse
A lot of
Studios.
talent coming out of Salt Lake that is, based in Salt Lake, but not really from here.
We got transplants, and they
thing.
exist here in Salt Lake City.
Doing their thing. Next up, we have a young lady with a beautiful voice. She's come to the SoulFlo many times, but this is her first time at the LakeHouse Culture Podcast as well. Y'all give it up for Brenda, everybody.
Yeah,
Brenda! What's happening?
I'm so excited.
Yeah, she came up here and gave us some lovely songs again.
Oh, thank you.
Always come and kill it with like tracks and voice. So just give us a little bit about your background and these songs that you shared tonight.
Well, I am originally from the Democratic Republic of Congo. I've been living in Utah for the past 7 years. I would say, 7 years. So yeah, and I've been singing for a while, really, but recording professionally that's only been like since last year. So
You go, girl.
yeah, I'm just really hoping that that I get to do this for a while.
Were you
So,
doing
yeah.
music in Conga?
Well, I was in a choir, church choir, so that's where I will sing for most of the time. But I never really like ever recorded until last year. So yeah.
Okay.
So what made you start getting into finally recording?
A friend of mine, K Magic, I don't know if y'all know him, but he's been a rapper for a while. And he has a studio in his house, and he's like one of my really good friends. And he will always like ask me to jump on his tracks, like do the chorus or the hook, or like any of these things. And then one day he was like, you know what, you should really do this professionally. Like you should sing. And we tried it out, and my first single has been out since last November. So yeah.
Okay,
With
right
K
on.
Magic, that was a magical decision because that was
Well
a great
played
call.
there, sir. Well played.
Oh yeah.
That was a great call there. You got a good eye. All right?
Good ear.
A good
It's
year,
good
yeah.
ear, it's good ear.
It's good
What
ear.
inspires you to write the music that you do? I know it's a lot of like heartbreak stuff
Oh,
and
yeah.
like Boy I Got Me. Like
Definitely.
talk about it.
It's mostly about like, personal
Experience.
and also from what maybe my friends are going through, or like just everything that I've
Just
witnessed.
real life
Yeah, real
experience.
life, really.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll just be in the studio, and maybe that's just the mood that day.
There
You
you
never
go.
know,
Okay.
and it just so happens, and yeah.
Right on.
Right,
Pretty
so you
much,
said you have
yeah.
a single out that
Yes.
came out not too long ago, right? What's the
Not
name
too
of the
long
single?
ago. It's called Is It True? It's on Apple Music, Spotify, and pretty much all the streaming platforms. So yeah.
Who produced that one?
Seiya, his name is Seiya. He's a producer. He lives in Salt Lake, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, he produced that one, and the other one that I did today is produced by that boy Jimmy. But like I said, I haven't recorded that one yet. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
had
can't do that.
audience members. Yeah, we had audience members
Yes,
like
so now-
record it.
Exactly.
Record
Now
it.
I gotta
Shop.
record
It's
it.
like okay, record it now so we can have it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely excited for like everything that's gonna come afterwards. I love the SoulFlo. This is my third time here, so I really love it. What you guys are doing is amazing. So yeah.
And what's your aspirations in this industry?
Really, I just want to be heard. Like, I want my music to touch people. Like, because I've been listening to music. Music is amazing. Like, there's some songs that will touch you and everything. And I just want to inspire other people. And I want to be someone's favorite artist. Like, pretty much. Even if it's just one person,
You will.
I don't care.
You will.
Yeah.
I think it's so important that you're staying authentic to yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Because you are your brand. And so as long as you're doing that, you will touch a soul.
Definitely.
So you got it, girl.
Oh, thank you so much. And I love you guys' music so much.
Oh,
Like,
thank you.
I'm a big fan.
Appreciate it. So you have any
Yeah.
anything coming up? Any new music? Any other performances?
Shows.
I do have a performance this coming Saturday. It's gonna be at what's it called, Sugar Space, I believe, here in Salt Lake. So yeah, that's another performance that I have coming up. I'm gonna have another song coming out pretty soon as well. So
That
I'm
one that
excited
you
about
ain't
that.
recorded,
Oh yeah,
you
because I
gotta
have
do
to
that
record
one.
that one. I do have another one
Yeah.
recorded. It's produced by Dabba Jimmy as well. So yeah, that one's coming as well. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm excited about.
Awesome. Well, tell everyone
Everything.
where we can find you.
Well, you can find me on Instagram as _BREBRE26 _ and on Facebook it's just Brenda Samina. That's my full name.
All right.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Keep
Yeah,
writing,
thank you for
keep
having me.
singing, and we can't wait to see you and
Thank you
hear
so
again.
much.
Go ahead and give it up for Brenda, y'all.
Yeah!
Yeah, Brenda.
Now we have somebody that is a newcomer to the SoulFlo, and we done had all this girl power. I feel it's only right to get some testosterone back up in this thing.
Alright.
He go by the name of
We always
Slim
gotta make it
Reaper.
about that.
You know what I mean?
We can't help our kids. Slim Reaper!
Slim Reaper, make some noise.
What's up, y'all?
Let 'em
Slim
know where to
Reaper. I
find you.
made that name before I stopped working out, so we'll see if I can keep it. You know what I'm saying?
He said I'm about to be
Nah,
Buff
but-
Reaper.
Yeah, no. But actually, it was my dad came up with that.
Okay.
I guess KD, Kevin Durant, was killing people, and he's a skinny himself.
True, Durantula, that is true.
Yeah, Yeah, kind of fit. And I like the body beats. Everything.
This
I
ain't a
touch.
man show, y'all, so let's just cut it right there, okay?
All right.
We connected.
And we get
okay?
back to the show.
We're having a connection.
Yeah.
All right, but nah, man, we glad to have you. I know this was your first time.
Yes.
Here,
First time
right?
actually gripping the mic.
First time gripping the
ever.
mic.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what she
first
said.
time.
Ever.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, never performed live.
What?
Ever. Yeah, so this was nerve-wracking, but y'all made everyone
You didn't
very-
look nervous.
Yeah, I mean, you had the stage presence. You came
Word.
up with the spoken word one. I can tell, was from a song, but you broke that thing down.
Sure
Like,
did,
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
Well, I gotta thank you for that. You was like, we getting a Costco
I'm gonna put you on the
sample. We getting
spot,
a
man. I'm
Costco
like,
sample.
bro, I'm looking at you, and I just felt there was something more.
Yes,
You know
well,
what
I
I mean?
appreciate
Like,
you challenging me.
dope.
Really.
I think what stood out with
You
your
stepped up.
performance was that you really had a message. Like
Mhm.
the whole beat stopped, and he was like, "Just be yourself and love yourself."
Love
So, like he still kept going. John B.O. looking at like I said, yes, that brother got a message.
Thank you,
That brother
thank
got a
you.
message. Slim
Yeah.
Reaper.
It was dope.
Yeah.
Lyrically, substance, the beat choice, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
You
I said,
spoke
it
about
was-
depression.
And then and it's so common. It's so common, and people think depression is just like a curse put on you. Like, oh, I got depression. I'm gonna just off myself, But everyone, and that means everyone, deals with it at one point in their life. Just like everyone get happy, everyone get mad. Depression is just something you deal with. I mean, the levels vary. I mean, depending on what you go through. But I think the whole thing is, lean on each other. Because, I mean, what do we got at the end of the day besides each other? So,
Yeah, that's
Bye,
dope.
ladies.
You definitely
I love you.
spread that message very clear.
and I feel like that was one that was appropriate for the setting because I was under the impression this was like an R&B, and although I'm, favor what Drake looked like, I feel like Kendrick in my song.
I feel like Steve Curry. The hell? Like, how you gonna leave Steve Curry out there? Like, yeah, you.
But no, we get that as well too with
Yeah.
with the name, the SoulFlo. People come in, they get the setting,
Mm-hmm.
and at the beginning we do kind of tend to a lot more of the poetry
Oh, yeah.
and people. We have that vibe with it being a Sunday, and it's dope that it still can kind of turn and let people,
Yeah.
let their soul flow.
their
However
soul flow.
it flows, they
What's
let
that,
it go. But
what's that saying you said on today? When the truth.
when the truth shows, the soul
soul
flows.
Soul flows.
See, that's what I'm
Soul
saying.
flows.
When the truth.
Shows.
The soul flows.
So I like that, huh? I pantomime.
Yeah,
See,
That
there
was
you
on
go,
top.
Amaris.
Trademark.
but yeah, man, no, we were glad to have you come up here in your first. Are you from here? Where you from?
I'm from Texas.
Texas. What part?
Well, San Antonio.
Okay.
Outside of San Antonio, so I could basically came to Mexico if I wanted to. But yeah, outside
Is
of
you
San
or
Antonio.
is you not?
I got citizenship. Don't tell Trump.
Come on, light skin.
You said I'm good. I'm good.
I'm over
What
here.
made you come here?
Football. Football, and that was fun. Been my girl out here.
Where'd you play?
I played wide receiver. And actually, my first 2 years, I played corner, so.
Okay.
Where did you play?
Oh, where? Southern Utah University.
Oh,
Okay.
Yep. And it's kind of cool, speaking of playing both sides of the football, I think that's my contribution to rap. Because I'm from a mixed cultural family.
Okay.
And trying to
What
bridge the gap.
ethnicity?
Yeah, my mom's white, my dad's black, so I'm 50-50.
You're African.
African. Yes.
cool.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And and it's funny because I was lady did stand up or she did poetry tonight. She talked about like there's no place for me here. Sometimes I feel like there's no place.
Yeah.
And I think it's sometimes everyone can feel that way because I really feel too black for white people and too white for black people.
No, you
So
ain't
it's
lying
like-
about that. That's
so
how
it's like I'm in this
yeah, that's
limbo
how I
too.
feel.
Yeah.
When I was raised in the Samoan culture, but I look like a sister, and I am a
Yeah.
sister, but and I
Yeah.
don't deny any of that. But growing up in the Samoan culture, I was too black,
Yep.
and then for the Samoans, for the Samoans, I was too black, and for the black girls, I just kind of just didn't fit in. And I wasn't received like I
No.
should have. But kids are cruel,
That's
right?
Amen to
So
that. You have an
so-
incredible sound, by the way.
thank you.
So
But this
awesome.
ain't about me. But it really is when you have that experience with being
Multicultural.
multicultural. It's just it's a different experience and
Absolutely.
it's a different story to tell. So I'm glad that you were able to do that and speak on a lot of personal things that you did. That was very vulnerable. How do you feel being a man and crying on stage?
You know, I just let the tears flow.
He didn't cry on stage, y'all. Y'all thought he was crying on stage, huh?
Play the real
Nah,
well.
he did.
This is
He
his
did.
first time
He's so
performance.
good.
He's
Look
natural.
at him.
He's natural.
Thank you,
Slim,
thank you, thank you.
let them know where they can find you online and everything.
Slim _ Reaper and the number 8.
Kobe.
Oh, you want to see me cry now?
He said, right.
We always want to see the fellas cry.
If your
It's
debit,
okay
if
to
your
be
debit
okay.
card pin doesn't reflect you're a Kobe fan, you ain't a Kobe fan.
There it is right there, man. Slim Reaper.
All right, yeah.
First time came in and he did what his name does. He killed it for sure. So we hope you come back.
Yes, sir.
I'm serious, bro. We're going to have to talk and really do some things because the vibe, all that stuff is very, very right in my alley.
All right.
Let's make some music.
And he chose neutral colors. As you can see, he was styled by his wife. Because we all know the ladies
Thank you.
has something to do
Thank
with
you,
that.
Thank you.
Exactly.
I appreciate you. Shout
Y'all
out
make
Sif.
sure y'all
Thank
go
you.
follow him on all platforms and stay tuned.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Slim.
Thank you.
You want to give him a hug?
Here we go. Yeah, this works perfect.
There it is. Man.
Appreciate
All right,
you.
bro. We got
Woo, they are rolling
That's
in, y'all. I need to
This is a special. These my friends.
show you right.
This the band Hacha, y'all. If
Yes.
y'all don't know about this group right here, oh my God, these ladies,
let's
how
go
they
this
play
way.
and they
Let's go this
sing.
Yep.
Woo! Give me chills. And I love it when they come to the SoulFlo every time because they got something for us. And we gonna make this work because they're a group and everybody else has been a single show. So there it is. Go ahead. Let's make everybody get there. It is.
Look at these beautiful fine faces, though.
Yeah.
They so fine.
We got the band Hacha, ladies and gentlemen, for that all of y'all that are still here. Make some noise, please. They have been featured acts here at the SoulFlo before. I've been blessed enough to host some of their personal shows that they've done out of the LakeHouse. It was a great time coming here and doing things with them. I can't wait to do more. Hacha the band, let them know where they can find you and what y'all did for us tonight.
So you can find us on Instagram at the band Hacha, Hasha, and then on Facebook it's just Hacha. That's really all the platforms that you can find us at. But
At the moment.
yeah,
We're working on it.
So tonight we performed a couple of our songs. The first one was Pinocchio, and that one's just kind of about, you know, when you grow up, you kind of, you change, you know, and figure out like who you are.
You gain parts of yourself, you also lose parts of yourself.
So yeah, it's just about really finding yourself and kind of missing the old you know.
And also kind of just about the value of loving yourself now, because you never know, like in the future, what parts you'll miss if you.
Yeah.
Because you did speak on that, just like as a talking point, that you kind of remember that girl and kind of missed her.
Yeah.
And wish that some pieces stayed, but it's always great to reflect.
Yeah.
How did you connect Pinocchio with what you wanted the message to be in your song?
Just kind of the story I told myself, you know, like when you grow, obviously it's a positive thing. And so kind of just denying that like I had gone through a hard thing to become the new person, and also that I had lost parts of myself from before. So it was just kind of about like maybe the internal lies that you might tell yourself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I love that. It's really about evolving and not so much changing, because when you evolve, that's you actually acknowledging your growth.
Yeah.
I agree,
And accepting your past. So a lot of times we beat ourselves up about our past, but that's a whole different show coming to you on a later date.
So I know not too long ago y'all had a trip out to the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Talk about that.
We went to California and we worked with this really amazing producer / DJ. He does a lot of DJing down there, and he's pretty well known. His name is Jimmy Hits, and so we just we laid down a few songs with him, and we'll actually be releasing those pretty soon.
Okay.
To be announced. Yeah.
Now, we all want to know, are you guys relatives, cousins,
Yeah,
sisters?
we're sisters.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
sisters.
Awesome. So that makes it easy. They've been rehearsing all day life, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So where's the name Hacha, the band Hacha, come from?
So that's actually from our nephew. We used to watch him, and he wouldn't know like how to say either of our names. So he just came up with the name Hacha and would just call and refer to each of us as Hacha. So we're like, we have been struggling to find a name for years.
Yeah, we went
so
through
we're
a few.
That's it.
What were
Hacha.
some of the most embarrassing names that you've probably ran through?
Oh, I can't
and
even
conjure stuff?
remember
I
these.
think one of them was like Summer Snow.
Oh!
I'm about to
That's exotic. That's
exotic.
Yeah.
Summer Snow.
I'm gonna get
Okay.
real creative. We going out the box with this one.
Yeah.
And then here comes nephew Hacha.
Yeah, that's it.
Exactly.
Well, awesome. We love your acoustic set and your voice.
Thank you.
You have voices like angels. And so tell the people one more time like where we can find you and where we can find your music if we want to follow.
Instagram at the band Hacha, Hasha, and on Facebook at Hacha.
Nice. And y'all perform downtown as well, right? I know y'all went.
We have a couple of times, but nothing too like regular, but hopefully.
Well, that's gonna change.
Yeah.
Trust me. Trust
But
me.
in the band Hacha, give us your names, ladies.
So I'm Marissa.
And I'm Marie.
Yeah. So it's
And they're
easy.
sisters.
Yeah.
So don't forget that.
Exactly.
Marissa and Marie. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, the band Hacha. Always a pleasure to have y'all.
Yeah! That's y'all. All the support in the house.
And so,
Woo.
we have anything? Let's scoot again. Let's rearrange this. Let me rearrange that. So we can
Yeah.
get back closer.
We had a lot of dope artists, performers, speakers, storytellers tonight, and that was, I think that's the best part about SoulFlo. We had first timers and we have professionals that really do it as a living, and so just having this space available for everyone is what we want the culture to know in Salt Lake City, that it actually exists. You can be vulnerable. You can bring your true self here to LakeHouse Studios and SoulFlo every second Sunday of the month. And what is happening this week? Do you guys have anything or know of any events that's happening in Salt Lake City this
what we got going on
month?
this week? It is March.
Ooh,
It's my
I know.
mama's birthday today.
Happy
Happy
birthday!
Yeah, National Women's Day. It's her birthday.
Yay.
How convenient is that?
Happy birthday.
I thought International Women's Day was happening for about a week now. So
It's today.
It's
Oh,
actually
really?
on
'Cause
the
I-
Women's History Month. Yes.
every day?
History
He said every
is
day.
Women's Month. It's March is Women's Month, but International Women's Day is the 8th of March.
Praise God. Praise God.
But yeah, we have, let's see, we have Changing Lanes Entertainment Group at Gracie's this
Yes,
Thursday,
we're
March
at
12th.
Gracie's.
Yes.
I might
yes.
wear a dress that day, so
Oh.
if you want to come, you can come.
Tina, bring it out. So yeah, slide through Gracie's. Slide through Gracie's Changing Lanes band, March 12th.
Oh, the last Saturday of March, I'm looking forward to
What you got?
talk about it.
Oh
Yes.
yes.
Talk about it.
Malaysia, University of Utah Black Cultural Center.
Yeah, I think it's just Malaysia,
It's just
right?
Malaysia.
It's just
Oh,
Malaysia.
it's just
doing
Malaysia.
It. I think he hosting
Of
it at
the
his
University
crib.
of Utah.
Yeah,
No,
he's
it's at his house.
But it's at his house.
personal. Yeah, it's
It's a
his
personal
own
thing, like nothing to do with the music.
Nothing
Nothing to do with BC.
It's just
So
him
it's just
with-
a Malaysia presentation.
I think they call it mindful conversation.
Mindful
Mindful
conversations.
conversations. And that's what he created. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
and
makes sense why it was new that I saw it. I was like, I ain't never seen this name before.
I know,
Yeah,
but
it's
I missed the first one, but I'm not missing this last one. So it's the last Saturday of March.
Okay.
Meaningful conversations. You can follow them on Instagram, and it's hosted by Malaysia.
Dope.
I don't know his last name,
Garfield.
but Garfield, and we'll provide all that information.
Yeah, it's gonna be somewhere
Yeah,
around
yeah.
here. You know, his name is gonna pop up. We do this in
but
post.
I'm so looking forward to that because, how often like do you really get to know someone like in depth and them just feel okay with sharing? Besides the podcast, because that's what I love most about the podcast is that we're giving people the platform, but also it's really just a conversation between everyone on being recorded.
You're doing great, sweetie.
You're just having a conversation. See, it's hard.
You're
because
just having a
it's-
conversation,
Just having a
and
conversation.
it's being recorded.
Exactly. That's all it is. We just having a ball on camera. You know what I mean? And it's free, open space, just like how everything out of LakeHouse is. It's just a natural space that you just come and feel warm and be at home. And you just start talking.
Yeah, and you don't really get to meet people like that just at the grocery market.
True.
Or like, especially here in Utah, they're a little standoffish about like if I see a sister in Walmart, I'll smile. Like I'm just weird like that, but they won't smile, and then I'll just try again.
Yeah. But here,
But
it's
here-
a difference. It's different.
But that's what I'm looking forward to, the meaningful conversations on last Saturday of the month. What else?
People here tonight, what do y'all have to share? Is there any questions that y'all have for Frida and I, or about anything else going on this week or this month? Anything out there that struck y'all tonight? People, what's up, Sticks?
Why didn't you do over there?
Cause I didn't feel like doing that one.
There's your answer.
There it is. See how simple that is?
When I'm on the next
Quick and
feature.
fast.
That's Lavish Jake, y'all. He ain't
There
left.
it is.
He's still here.
That is a better
Supporting.
question. We will definitely make that happen. But
Y'all heard it
for
first.
everybody else still
Y'all heard it
here
here first.
at the
They gonna get
Lake-
me on the next feature.
Yeah.
Don't let that go without announced. You heard that from
now he
me.
done said it on camera, we definitely not.
Exactly,
We are people
exactly.
of our word.
My point.
But we thank y'all for joining us. Everybody that came through the SoulFlo tonight, make sure you follow at LakeHouse SLC for all events. At the SoulFlo, no W on that flow, for the next show and pictures and posts and things like that. Also, make sure you follow Frida and I, Shotty without the Y. You'll see our stuff. And of course, follow LakeHouse Culture Podcast on YouTube, on Facebook, on IG, on all those great things. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and make sure you check out changinglanesband.com for all our bands and everything else off of that. We also will be having our LakeHouse Studios website. I like how you're doing that. Coming up soon with all our artists, myself, Frida, Courtney Kelly, Kurt Banks, and Ernie, dropping music, videos, podcasts, all that great stuff. We had a ball.
Bye.
See y'all next time.
Hey.
All right. LakeHouse running this game.